Hey everyone, welcome to Daily News Analysis of the Day. Today is March 23rd and let's look at some of the important news of today. The first news is regarding marital rape. As you know that marital rape is not a criminal offense in India. There is a exception 2 to section 375 of Indian Penal Code that decriminalizes marital rape and holds that sexual intercourse by a man with his own wife who is not under 18 without her consent is not a rape. But now Supreme Court is going to hear petitions seeking to criminalize marital rape. The Supreme Court agreed to hear on May 9 a series of petitions seeking to criminalize marital rape. A three-judge bench led by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrayaan hearing an oral mentioning by senior advocate Indra Jaising for early listing of the case. The centre, represented by Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, said it would take a day and a half to present its arguments. Mr. Mehta had earlier said the case not only had legal ramifications but also widespread social impact. Now, please understand that this issue has come up before the court earlier also. The Karnataka High Court had earlier held that a husband who was liable to be charged on rape under IPC if he has forcibly sex with his wife. The Karnataka government had supported the High Court judgment in an affidavit in the top court subsequently. Exception 2 to section 375 of the IPC decriminalizes marital rape and holds that sexual intercourse by a man with his own wife who is not under 18 without her consent is not rape. However, there have been, apart from Karnataka High Court, there has other cases have been like a division bench of the Delhi High Court had delivered a split verdict in a separate case on the identical issue. Justice Rajiv Shekdar, who headed the two-judge bench, struck down as unconstitutional the exception 2 to section 375 of the Indian Penal Code. However, Justice C. Harishankar, the associate judge on the High Court bench, Delhi High Court bench, had rejected the plea to criminalize marital rape, noting that any change in the law should be carried out by the legislature since the issue required consideration of various aspects including social, cultural and legal. Now it remains to be seen that what happens on 9th May, whether Supreme Court criminalizes marital rape. That would be something interesting to see. Another case is Bilkis Bano case. Supreme Court will hear the petition, agrees to constitute a special bench to hear Bilkis Bano. Bilkis Bano had challenged the release of 11 men who were sentenced to life imprisonment for her gang rape. They were released, if you remember, sometime back. The 11 men who were sentenced to life imprisonment for rape of Bilkis Bano in 2002 riots, Gujarat riots, they were released. So now she has been putting up petitions, and Supreme Court has finally agreed to constitute a special bench to hear her petition. Chief Justice of India has said avoid media trials. He says that there was an award function, he was attending an award function, and where he said that media trial can have long lasting repercussions and it creates narratives which make a person guilty in the eyes of public even before being convicted by a court. So he was speaking at 16th Ramnath Goenka award function. He was the Chief Justice there, and he said that responsible journalism is the beacon of truth that can guide us to a better tomorrow. Supreme Court flees center over notifying John Satyan as High Court Judge. He is still not notified. So Supreme Court is not happy about it. The Supreme Court has made sharp remarks against the government's unexplained delay in notifying the name of Advocate R. John Satyan for judgeship in the Madras High Court. The collegium, headed by CJI D.Y. Chandrachud, said names recommended earlier can neither be overlooked nor withheld. The collegium accused the government of a pick and choose policy while notifying names of judgeships. His name was actually recommended on 16th February 2022 and it was reiterated on January 18th, 2023. However, there is no word from the government about his notification as judge, despite specific instructions from the collegium that he should be notified as Madras High Court before any orders in order to retain his seniority. The government had gone ahead and appointed Justice Victoria Gauri as judge over him. COVID-19 pandemic is far from over, so the Prime Minister has warned. So Modi has asked officials to increase whole genome sequencing to help identify emerging variants at a meeting to assess the recent rise in COVID-19 and influenza cases in public health readiness. So he officials at the meeting discussed preparedness in terms of health infrastructure, logistics, the status of vaccination, the emergence of new COVID-19 variants and influenza types, and their public health implications for the country. Padma Awards were given. So President Draupadi Murmu has conferred Padma Awards on several people. So, former Karnataka Chief Minister S.M. Krishna, industrialist Kumar Mangalam Birla, and playback singer Suman Kalyanpur, they were among those who were honored with the Padma Awards by President Draupadi Murmu at the event, at the ceremony at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Mr. Krishna is a former External Affairs Minister who is known for his statesman's-like vision and administrative acumen during a career spanning more than 6 decades. He was given Padma Vibhushan. Padma Vibhushan is the second highest civilian award. Noted architect Balkrishna Doshi, known for his minimalistic, simple, and eco-friendly approach to architecture, was given the Padma Vibhushan posthumously after his death. The Rashtrapati Bhavan had tweeted these two. Stock market investor Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, who had passed away last year, was given Padma Shri posthumously. Mr. Birla, chairman of Aditya Birla Group, was given the Padma Bhushan. In a tweet, the Rashtrapati Bhavan noted that the Aditya Birla Group was one of the first Indian groups to venture abroad and acquire widespread global presence. Delhi-based Professor Kapil Kapoor, spiritual leader Kamlesh D. Patel, and Ms. Kalyanpur were also among those who were honored with Padma Bhushan, the country's third highest civilian award. Jodhia Bhai Baiga, a prominent artist of Baiga painting, Usha Barle, a performer of Padwani and Panthi art forms of Chhattisgarh, and Raman Cheruvyal, a tribal farmer from Kerala, who is known for his contribution to sustainable agriculture and preservation of biodiversity, were given Padma Shri. The president had approved 106 Padma Awards on the eve of Republic Day, and over 54 people were given this Wednesday. Two awardees, including music leader Zakir Hussain, who has been honored with Padma Vibhushan, were not present at the ceremony. The rest of the awardees would be conferred the honor in another ceremony later. Chandrayaan 3 is likely to be launched in mid-2023. ISRO has told this Indian Space Research Organization, who is the chairman. Chairman is S. Somnath. He said the launch of Chandrayaan 3, which is India's third lunar mission and the first solar mission, Aditya L1, will possibly happen by the middle of 2023. He was delivering the inaugural talk on Indian capabilities for space and planetary exploration on the 4th Indian Planetary Science Conference organized at Physical Research Library (PRL) in Ahmedabad. US Argentine scholar wins Abel Prize for Mathematics. So the Abel Prize for Mathematics was awarded to Argentine American Louis Caffrelli, who is an expert in partial differential equations which can explain phenomena ranging from how water flows to population growth. Indian Air Force pilots sharpened their skills at exercise Cobra Warrior in UK. So over the past 3 weeks, 5 Indian Air Force Mirage 2000 aircraft have been undertaking joint training involving high intensity, large force and tactical air war fighting operations with 6 other air force as part of the multilateral exercise Cobra Warrior underway in the UK. The Mirages drawn from all three existing squadrons also include those that took part in the Balakot airstrike in 2019. Marian Biotech's license has been cancelled because of some deaths, cough syrup deaths related. So the UP, Uttar Pradesh Ministry of Food and Drug Safety, has cancelled the drug license of Noida-based Marian Biotech Private Limited after 18 children died in Uzbekistan last year, allegedly after consuming cough syrup manufactured in India. Marian Biotech Company's license has been cancelled by the state license authority, a senior state health official said on Wednesday. The decision to cancel the license was taken unanimously by the Central Drugs Standards Control Organization and the state health regulator. According to a letter written by Drugs Controller General of India, Rajiv Raghuvanshi, to alert state licensing authorities, 22 out of 33 samples of Marian Biotech's cough syrup have been found to be adulterated with ethylene glycol, which is a substance linked to Uzbek deaths and fell into the category of spurious drugs. Now, this is news that is noteworthy because the number of foreign businesses exiting India is more than the new entrants. The whole list is given. In 2018, 102 foreign firms started Indian operations. However, 111 companies ceased their operation. So you will see the pattern here that 102 started and 111 left. In 2019, 137 started and 133 left. 2020, 90 started, 120 left. 2021, 75 started, 115 left. 22, 64 started, 78 left. And 2023, which is this year, so far one has started and 2 have left already. So total 469 in this duration from 2018 to 2023. 469 have started and 559 have left. So since 2018, more than 550 overseas firms ceased operations in the country, with just under 470 companies set up business over the same period. So this advice caution and interpretation given COVID global economic slowdown. Protests are going on in France over the pension reform. So the protesters in France, they clashed with the police in Paris amid growing unrest over the ruling government's decision to change the state pension age from 62 years to 64 years. The government argues that as life expectancy in France increases, so does its aging population, which means more retirees than new entrants in the workforce. It would cause the current pension system to fall short in the coming decades. That's why they are increasing the age from 62 years to 64 years. Now, generations of workers have accepted high mandatory taxes to fund the pension system because it creates interdependence and guarantees state-backed pension earnings. The new system means current workers will have to work longer to sustain pensions for the ballooning aged population. Now, this is the situation that is going on. Now we know that why people are protesting and what is going to be the next. Let's see how it turns out in France. 13 people killed in 6.5 magnitude Afghanistan-Pakistan earthquake that happened, that was felt across thousands of kilometers. But the reason appeared to have dosed the mass casualties usually associated with a tremor of such scale. There have been agreement on a loan package between the International Monetary Fund and Ukraine, $15.6 billion. The loan package is aimed at shoring up Ukraine's government finances, severely stained by Russia's invasion, and leveraging more support by reassuring allies that Ukraine is pursuing strong economic policies. And World Bank approved loan to Egypt for reform, $7 billion. That fund will be delivered over the next 5 years, is expected to support Egypt's push to empower the private sector and enhance its efforts to combat the impacts of climate change. The One Day International World Cup is likely to start on 5th of October, according to a report. So, with the final will be held at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad on November 18, and it is likely to start on 5th of October. The BCCI has shortlisted at least a dozen venues for the 10-team mega event, which will see 48 matches, including 3 knockouts in the 46 days. That's all for right now. Thank you so much. See you in the next session with more set of important news. Till then, have a good day.